Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Colossalcon 2012, and I have with me Uncle Yo.
Hi, guys. Hi, Internet.
So, how did you get involved in the world of entertainment?
It's more that I wanted to go to anime conventions, and the only thing I knew how to do was be really loud about things that I really liked, and the only thing that I really liked were the things that I knew. The only thing I knew were cartoons and comic books, and before I knew it, there was a niche. I was at the New York Comic Con, and everybody was dressed as something that I knew, and I was just having a conversation with them as their characters. I had all this great times with all these people in costume, and then I did a panel called Anime Parliament, and they said, "Have you ever heard of Anime Next?" I said, "No." They said, "It's a convention for anime." And I said, "They have conventions?" and it took about a year to get the guts up to try, but I pitched out a demo CD to a couple of conventions, and one picked up. One kid filmed, one kid put it on YouTube, and from there it went like wildfire. And before I knew it, I'm traveling out of state to shows I've never been before, meeting people I've never met before.
That's cool. And what talents and shows do you bring to the anime convention?
Absolutely none. None worth mentioning or flying me out for. What it comes down to is I'm one of those fan-lebrities, is that someone who cares and watches enough of the stuff, digests it, thinks about it, talks about it often enough that you might as well just set me up in front of a panel because that's all I'm going to talk about, no matter how many times you throw me out of grad school for it. So all the discussion panels that I try to lead are trying to enter the gateway, because I understand with the first Toonami generation is now given, there's a second Toonami generation now. That's all we are. Like 1986 is back. Like between the ponies and the Thundercats, I'm more worried about there being like a furry person in 2012 than. But anyway, the fear with that is I'm trying to introduce all the younger kids out there to their what should be a proud heritage of everything. The older Star Trek, the original Star Wars. When I'm doing Beyond Dungeons and Dragons, it's all the older, the older and then the smaller, quicker to learn Dungeons and Dragons games. Tales of the Time Lord is going to be all about classic Doctor Who and knowing your legacy as a geek, as a nerd, knowing that it's something to really be proud of. And with the recent loss of Ray Bradbury, it's time to unite. I mean, that's a going standing pillar, and we owe it to him to launch his body into a rocket in space. There's a Kickstarter for it.
Oh, wow. And is there any difference between a big convention and a small convention and how you perform differently in each one?
Everything offers its different challenge. I mean, depending on the space, sound echoes is completely different. I've done shows in parking lots. I've done shows in classrooms. I've done shows from back seats of cars when need be, because it's all I have to really ransom myself as. A smaller con is fun. A smaller con is a treehouse that you're having a long slumber party for. A bigger convention is just that. It's a bigger event. You have people wandering around that you're never going to run into. Again, I always say that every week at Otakon is, hi, what? Okay. Smaller con, you're going to sit down with people and actually meet the friends that you're going to be friends with for years on end, because you're already dressed like something that you are interested in. You're already connected by ways that people are trying to look into for marriage and for dating. Something that you know, a common interest. That's the whole joy of it. Performing, smaller spaces, less screaming, because there tend to be people sleeping in the room. Bigger conventions, more sword swallowing.
Okay. And now you are an anime fan yourself. What series do you enjoy the most?
The most currently, I just finished up finally watching Bartender, which was a lot like Restaurante Paradiso with one guy. And that was kind of it. Big fans. I mean, because I'm the older generation, Bebop and Trigun are always up there for me. Yep. Evangelion was how a friend passed me into it, physically handing me the VHS tapes, the VHS of the subs. Like we're going back now. There were things called VHSs, which stood for venereal hemorrhoid syndrome. It was a strange little box thing you put into another box called the VHS, which we don't even know what that was yet, called the 10th player. Vision of Escaflowne, the classic shonen are the ones I'm getting into. Although, dangerous be told, I am now getting into reading One Piece. I'm having a great time with that.
Cool. And how are things going for you here at Colossalcon in Sandusky?
It's been a great half an hour. There's a baby tiger somewhere. I'm told that there's a baby tiger, so I want to get a baby tiger and a baby bunny and hold them together and just wait for the meme to start generating. It's Crunchyroll.
Okay. And now you have a website, a Twitter. Is there any way fans can keep up with you?
If you're really interested in geek-specific stand-up comedy, you can find me at uncleyo.com. YouTube, you can find all of my shows. I also do a weekly podcast launched every Monday, We Are the Geek. That's available on Libsyn. That's available on iTunes right now. Right now, we are 5 weeks into going Know Your Doctors. All 11 weeks, straight Doctor Who. We have mini episodes every 2 weeks. Know your favorite villains, know your favorite elements, know some of your favorite writers dealing with Doctor Who. I mean, we've just started. I'm only 3 months into it, but I'm having the time of my life. We Are the Geek is the podcast. UncleYo.com. You can find all the CDs and DVDs there. You can also find me on the Ponyo review that the Nostalgia Critic recently did for his 200th episode.
All right, cool. And what do you think holds the future for you at conventions down the road?
One would be leaving my job so I can do more conventions. I'm playing it very low this summer. I've had years where I've done 7 shows over 6 weekends, but as of right now, Kineticon is coming up in July. I'm doing a couple of first-year and smaller shows down in the Philadelphia, New Jersey area, down to the returning to my roots in the tri-state area. October, hopefully New York Comic Con, but we shall see. Other than that, we just reset for 2013 to prove that we survived.
All right, well, thanks for coming out to Colossalcon, and thanks for talking to us at AnimeLocation.tv. Thank you.
It's been my pleasure, guys. Live, laugh, and glomp, Internet.